negative connotations on everything instead of us actually having grown up conversations because everybody's grown and we just talk things out. But they rather just hash everything out and shoot all the ideas down, just like how they were doing our ancestors for so long.
I agree.
Thank y'all.
Y'all ready to have an ancestor talk?
No, well, are we?
Wait.
Before you
Mommy, you said you had something spicy.
You had something from Key.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, so shout to Key. So Key sent a message over, and this is her response. She said she feels like a lot of people got mad because their views are very racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, etc., and they automatically thought that they got to speak on that. You already exposed yourself by acting a fool about having to do the video anyway. So Key decided to get a little spicy tonight because she felt like there's a lot of people out here showing their true colors of homophobia, of low-key racism, because let's keep it a bean. A lot of people that talk to us on Twitter every day are racist. Let's just be real about it. But there's a lot of people that really didn't want to speak on that because it turns the mirror on them. It makes them kind of face themselves and they didn't want to face that. So there's someone talking.
Tell Key I miss her and that she could have came and said hello to us, but it's okay. She's taking a break right now.
Yeah, I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand. Lakari eloquently said it would have given 20 times more damage than what Kari just said. So she's passionate about that. He actually got on. So like, if he did a video, and I love Key to death, she knows this. But if she actually got on stage, or if she did a video, y'all niggas will understand exactly what she means and what she said, because he speaks about this every day in, day out. There's not a day.
Y'all tweet Key and tell her to come in.
Bro, somebody's talking right now. I can't hear you. Somebody that's.
Hang up the call back.
Nah, it's not hanging up the call back.
No, I'm talking to Craig.
Your computer screen. Oh, Craig. Sam, be nice.
I am being nice.
And that's coming from me.
That wasn't me. He said he couldn't hear, so I said hang up and go dial back in.
If you can see me shaking my head right now. Yeah, like I can hear some echo, but if there's somebody else in here talking, I couldn't hear them for some reason.
saying, but we're Black people, and this isn't our country. Let them tell it.
See, but that's the thing, right? There's a lot of niggas that have, and Whitney just said it. There's a lot of niggas that have white supremacist views, and they act like they aren't white supremacists in their hearts because of their skin complexion. You're Uncle Ruckus if we're keeping it above. Like the way you think, how you treat people, how you demonize, somebody's sexuality. Like, nigga, get a fucking grip. Let's just keep it above. Like, you're trash if we're just being honest. That's really what it is. So that's why there's a lot of people that don't agree because a lot of people are stuck in their ways and they don't want to change. They refuse to change. So that's really it. In fact, I'm gonna bring up a point. Remember when we had the conversation where someone messaged you, Kari, and said these women always want us to stand up for them or always want rights until it hits home. You remember that? Remember that statement? And I'm loosely paraphrasing here because I don't know the ignorant shit that motherfucker said to you. But you remember that? That's what I'm talking about. Niggas really hold hate in their heart for people of color or people, their own people. Like, nigga, how do you breathe? How do you live? That shit is fucking disgusting. Like, how out here because I've seen what happens when Black people get tied up into these circles. For one, they start to really align with some of the views that their white counterparts have. It's like, oh, well, I had a motherfucker tell me, when it comes to police, I just don't see why they just don't do what they're supposed to be asked and nothing will happen to them. And it's just like, bro, you're only saying that shit and you're afraid to actually speak up about shit that is happening to us because you don't want to make your white friends sad. You don't want to make them uncomfortable with the truths of the United States and how niggas are viewed. And that's what it is.
I'm confused. It's getting sticky in here right now. Y'all sure y'all want to have this conversation?
No.
I mean, I'm down. Have the conversation. Start speaking up. Fuck it.
I'm down to have this conversation still. But Jordan, you have the place on Smidash right now. Sorry, before I go on, Bree,
Wagwan, brethren,
you know what I'm saying? Kari, Wagwan. Couple of things. Obviously, straight up from the T-Dot, roll that dice G4 status. But couple of things.
Go.
I hope Toronto and Canada get some pairs for the lost and found. That's all I hope. Secondly, Jordan, what you and Kari are saying from the jump, as much as me and you went back and forth, it just, at the end of the day, it just goes to show who are the powers to be. And with those powers now, when a person that is like, I've been just seeing the whole shit that these powers don't want you to think for yourself because the minute you think outside the box, you're a fucking threat to them. You feel me? That's why all those other guys are basically just a bunch of like these house niggas. And that term has been used for a whole entire time.
Ooh, whoa. Nah, speak on it. No.
Y'all got a lot of dip on your chip this evening.
No, Kari, no, but you have to understand, like, I get the situation with Kanye and Kyrie. You have to understand something now. This is a time where niggas are supposed to come and say, yeah, you know what? We're sick and tired of the bullshit. Niggas have to start standing up right now. We gave these niggas the fucking platform to speak what they want to speak, but obviously, you see these niggas being controlled and demand what to do and how to say things and how to put stuff. The man said, you know what? I put it out there. That's it. How come motherfuckers ain't coming to go kill off Amazon Prime and the link is still up? That's the fucking crazy situation.
it's the same reason niggas aren't going to kill Brett Favre. But they're focused on Kyrie and Kanye.
Yo, talk that
Is Kyrie an anti-Semite? Sorry, let me not ask that.
No, he's not. Stop.
He's not.
That
He's not.
video is some bullshit, but what he's saying is correct.
Yes. And hold on. I ain't done. Jordan, you're right. Hold on, Kyrie.
Okay.
The thing is that though, now, like I said, when you think outside the box and when you go against the grain, you're a fucking problem. And they don't want the problem because you know why? Because when you have influence like that, and niggas us follow influence like that, they are fucking afraid. You have to look at the history now, and generation from generation, we've been getting fucked up in the jump. Mind you, though, I'm a nigga in P-Dot, and I see fucking everything. I'm a point guard. I'm out here. I see fucking everything. So you have to understand that whatever's happened in the States, I know from the nitty gritty, from Trayvon to my guy getting choked out to everything. But when 2 guys had the biggest fucking nuts to say, yo, you know what? Now it's time for us to stand up. They're going to label he's a problem. Nah.
There's a difference between one and the other. Let's make that very clear.
Okay, I agree with you. Sorry for going off, guys. But now is the time to say, yo, we have to step up now. It's like cut all the bullshit. Like we have to find a solution. We have to find a way to be like, yo, you know what? It's time for us to start making a movement because you see every different culture has a certain issue, but they keep that shit in-house. But you see, when it comes to us black folks, they want to fucking degrade us, do this, say every sort of bullshit towards us. But when one man thinks outside the box, that's smarter than all them, that would consider a threat? How? Because what? You be more influential? Nah, nigga. It's basically like we thought outside the box and we're reading shit now, and we're reading between the lines now. We're saying, okay, this is how we're going to defeat you guys, but we're going to do it our way. And if we have to go put up them hands and go hand to hand, we're going to go do it either way because we're done.
Nigga, we do not want a civil war, but I give you his hand.
You understand? But you understand what I'm saying, Jordan? Because it's just like, we're just tired now. Like, something has to give. We gave all these guys the platform to say what they want to say, and they're not doing it. But you have one guy that says something about it, and all of a sudden, no, he's labeled. It doesn't make sense, bro. This shit don't make sense no more. You feel me?
This is a simple case of get back in your place, nigga.
Yeah.
If we're keeping it like
exactly
honest.
Exactly. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to sit back and keep taking it, or it's time to say, yo, now it's time for us to stand up now, straight up.
To not to detour the conversation, because I get where y'all are going, and I'm not like trying to say that y'all are wrong. But I think that part of the issue with people in this drop is this is the conversation that people don't want to have. This is the part that people don't want to go into their videos when it doesn't have to be this deep. I think that that's the problem with a lot of people. Like, if I got to speak on black people, then I don't know what I can say and what I can't say because it's too sticky. When no one's asking you that this conversation in your video, it's simply say something. Because when you say something, these conversations start. These conversations start to make progress. No one's saying that you have to actually be the conversation. At least start it. Like, we can't expect change if we're not starting to do something about the things that's going on. And I think that that's another part of the problem. Like, let's stop being scared to use our voices. Because when we are going through something and the day it happens, oh, we mad. Everybody pissed off. I don't want to talk to nobody. This is fucked up. XYZ, excuse my language. But everybody's so mad. But now that nothing has happened today, I ain't got time to make no video. Why do I want to do that? That's a waste of my time. And then why are they doing it this way? It's politics. And it's like he said, when it was Kanye, everybody wanted to talk about everything. But now it's a problem. But I don't really understand why people are, yes, it's James, and like Jordan, the word Jordan used was plight. Yes, he wants to talk about black people's plight, but if you aren't black and you don't feel comfortable doing that, speak on something else. It's really that simple. I think.
Yeah, speak on how your butler ain't serving you correctly. Speak on that shit.
Jordan.
Sorry.
Yo, Jordan, what is wrong with you tonight?
Nigga, I'm just chilling, bro. I miss y'all.
Jordan, you on 10 tonight. You on 10, my nigga. You on 10
No,
tonight.
that man is on 1,000.
Yeah, my dog has been with people who just they've made a complaint about the process versus just being silent, like they've been shit since forever. Just keep being quiet. Don't sit there and be in the comment sections and talk like I've already gotten. I mean, you can't really do shit about trolls, but I've already gotten trolls responding to my shit too. Like it's just kind of like, bro, like move around with that shit.
You're gonna get that regardless. You could have got on your video and said, y'all know it got dark outside yesterday? And they would have been like, so it should be illegal. Like, you're gonna get that. It doesn't matter.
Y'all get trolled? That's crazy.
Shut up, Kari.
Moving on. So,
I honestly didn't start getting trolled until I started associating myself with you.
With Kari? Yeah, nigga, trust me. I know.
I don't remember who had their hand up first.
We all know.
Would that have been Toon, Johnny, or
Monique, kid. Monique, I think.
It was Johnny then too.
It was Johnny. Yeah.
But you said Monique. Okay, Monique, go ahead.
I don't think that I was next, actually.
Well, ladies first, go.
All right. I forgot my whole point because we just went into a whole other segue. But the trolling thing is the concerning thing for me because
Monique, you there?
yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can all hear you.
Okay, cool. Well, then that works. Yeah, so the trolling thing is the scary part.
I can't hear it still.
It's because you're in T.N. That's why.
I think at this point, we told Craig earlier, leave the space and come back.
Yeah.
All right, let me come back.
It was this time as Craig earlier.
All right, I'm gonna come back.
All right.
I love spaces. It's not without its technical glitchiness. Anyway, so yes, that is the scary part because there are I am currently trying to behave myself on the internet because I have a partner with a high profile job and they are clocking my shit on a regular. I had to archive all my stuff on Instagram because apparently you can't have your own ass on the internet and without it being sexualized. So like these are the things that are kind of frustrating. Like it's not my job. This is not anything that I have to do anything with. And yet if I pop on there and make something political, it can riff badly upon someone that I care very deeply about. And that's like, there are far, far more dire consequences for some of us. So the public nature of it, even in its simplicity, even if you got on there and said, hey, let's vote, and then that was it, half a second long, like you are going to find that someone is going to be on your ass. Someone is going to troll you. Someone's going to treat you like shit. Someone's going to tell you that you're a dumbass, all this other shit. And like that, if your OPSEC is bad, you're going to get doxxed for saying something simple. It's just asking too much, regardless of the message, regardless of how deep you go into it. It's just asking, I think, a lot.
Well, I think that it shouldn't be a surprise to you if you're getting trolled because, I don't know how to say this, but there's multiple sides to every story. We wouldn't be human if humans didn't have different takes on everything. We have developed minds, so we have developed minds and emotions. We have different experiences, different lives, different upbringings, different situations. So everybody might have a different take than you. And I think it's not really trolling sometimes. I think it's just people speaking their mind of what you're saying. Because like this whole situation, or like the voting that you brought up, there is multiple voting parties. And voting more and voting less, people are going to talk about that because it's their belief.
But there are some points of view that are absolutely wrong, right?
Correct. But
We
they can
have
still
to-
speak it.
They can speak it, and just like I said,
They
you know,
can speak it and be wrong.
hold on. just like I tweet, and I don't know if you follow me, but I say this all the time. This is the nation of freedom of speech, not freedom of consequence. So you can say whatever the fuck you want, right? But that doesn't mean the consequence might be getting your ass beat. The consequences might mean losing your job. The consequences might be, your family shunning you. Like, there's a bunch of stuff you can say that just absolutely is wrong. So you're right. You can say whatever you want, but I would watch what you say if that makes sense.
Every time.
I'm not speaking directly to you either. I'm speaking to the people that are trolls. Don't take that because I wasn't
I'm
at
pretty
you.
sure everybody in this space. I'm gonna keep to myself. I'm speaking very generally. I would say that what I say applies to more than one person. It's never just me when I speak.
And
I got you. I hear you.
like, I think that's the consensus, is that everyone, it's all general. But this is exactly the point. Like, I completely understand. First of all, like, I love your profile picture because that duck is the most adorable thing ever. So I really am trying to
appreciate it.
Off at you. Because it's just so cute. However, regardless of what we're talking about, like, making this as simple as possible, just stating, hey, yeah, voting is important, local elections, whatever. Like, something that is innocuous, something that is actually important, like that, does not necessarily, like, it should not incite some kind of nonsense. I should not have to be on the lookout because somebody wants to be a dick or whatever because I said to vote so I could get a shoe, which, like, I refuse. But still, like, this is, it's not so much that people are talking about, like, the important things. Regardless of whether they're talking about something that is meaningful to them or not, like, no one should have to deal with the kind of stupidity, and pardon me for the ableist language, that comes out of Twitter. Like, that's the problem. So, yes, everyone has a different opinion. That's fine. Like, we know that. But the fuck? Like, you cannot do something simple and still expect peace is the problem.
I can agree with that. Next up.
And this is where you fuck around and where you find out.
Sir.
Wait, I fucked around.
And this is where you fuck around and you find out.
I was trying to say something controversial.
Not you. No.
I
Again,
think
that's
what
not to
you
you,
said
bro.
is completely true as well. I should not.
Peace, you're all good. You're all good, fam. It's not you. It's not you.
Yeah, you're good.
No, you're good, bro.
It's how it is.
Nah, I disagree with Monique. You were wrong. There you go. I got you back up.
Okay, well, eat a dick.
Sorry, I'm agreeing.
I'm kidding, by the way, but damn.
No, I know. But, like, it is true that people will have every different thing. And it is also true that you should not get ridden for something so simple. And so, ambiguous? I'm not sure if that's the right word in this context. But something so simple. I should not be criticized for takes that can be taken so many different ways.
Gotcha.
Well said.
Amen.
I feel like both of us can be true at the same time. I feel like there's
Yeah, like that's what I think that's part of the thing that we've all kind of witnessed, even from the announcement today. Like, everybody's gonna have a view, and it doesn't mean that both sides are wrong. Like, people can have difference of opinions, and they both can be right. But at some point, you can't be mad at how this company is choosing to do their shoot. Like, that's how I feel about that.
That is correct. There is no other. That is just how it is. That's how it will be. Because that's just how it is. It'll always. It may not always be that way, but that's how it is right now.
Right. Point
I
blank.
saw a tweet under the thread that said that I'm not gonna pretend to be something I'm not to get a sneaker. Just wait. Back to what Keith said.
Well, I was about to say, that's the thing what he said.
Exactly.
No. But you don't have to be something that you're not. That tweet is kind of incorrect in my opinion.
No, that's very incorrect.
Because I don't have to, like we said earlier, it doesn't have to be something untrue. There will always be something that you want to change.
Mind you, I don't agree with none of this shit. I'm just telling y'all shit that I'm saying.
It could
Craig. Stand on that shit, Craig. Stand on that shit, Craig.
It could be how you.
No.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are funny. I'm gonna let Johnny go. Johnny, what you got?
So I want to take it back to when we were talking about the lack of unity in the Black community. So this is my issue, like with the lack of unity. I feel like the lack of unity is a direct correlation to the lack of leadership that we have in the Black community. Meaning, back when we had Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and guys like that, they were solely, well, I won't say solely, but majority interested in advancing the culture forward, whether it be Black people as a whole or just our livelihood. Like, that was their goal, was to advance Black people. I feel like now our quote-unquote leaders are more interested in advancing their own self-interest. So a lot of times these people, they'll stand up like they're for the race or advancing the race, and then they end up backing down or falling back as soon as, somebody either cuts a check or, the kitchen gets too hot. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'll give an example with the whole Kyrie stuff. It's like, yes, I didn't see the documentary, but from what I saw, a lot of the points in the documentary were incorrect. But
it was bullshit.
Okay.
To make it very clear, it was bullshit.
Right. So, but with that being said, there are parts of, I guess, the beliefs that Kyrie has that are true. Like you said, Jordan, a lot of his beliefs are true, or at least considered true by a large subset of the community, or the Black community. So it's like, instead of acknowledging that fact, it's almost like we just brush it off. And when I say we, I mean our Black figureheads. They brush it off and they don't even acknowledge, that part of the culture. Like, that is something that people believe. People believe, and I'm not talking about the hate part. I'm talking about, Black men being Semitic, or the first man being Semitic, and those. That is an actual belief that people have. So we can't just brush that off like it doesn't exist, or like it's meaningless. And I feel like a lot of the figureheads in the Black community did do that, and they kind of went with, the media narrative of, everything that Kyrie said, everything he did was anti-Semitic. And it's like, well, you're not really paying attention to, everything that's going on. I feel like in that moment, they kind of jumped on that bandwagon, like, because that was a popular thing to do. And I didn't feel like there was anybody that was like gonna stand up for the culture as a whole and say, hey, this is a belief of a whole subset of people. Now we say, okay, this is anti-Semitic, but this part is documented historically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is no one even acknowledging that, even in the Black community? That's what's so off-putting to me. It's like nobody's even acknowledging the fact that there's this whole subset of group of people who believe in, the Asiatic man and all of these different things. And it's like, I'm at a loss for words when I see all these people get on TV and they automatically bash Kyrie. It's like, you're an idiot, you're this, you're that. And it's like, you're throwing this hate speech out, saying that, you're throwing hate speech out against Kyrie, saying that you don't condone hate speech, which is like super weird to me. So it's like, I don't know, I just feel like that with that, you're kind of showing your true colors of, okay, I'm not gonna mess up my situation that I have. So anything that I might have to say that might be the least bit unpopular, I'm gonna keep that to myself, and I'm gonna go with, you know what I'm saying, with what the media narrative is. And I feel like that's what a lot of these Black figureheads are doing, and that's why, you know, we can't get that unity, because a lot of the people who have the power and have the voice are not gonna risk their status or their, you know what I mean, their positions to advance the race forward, because it's not gonna be all roses. Like, some of the shit's gonna be controversial, and you have to be able to put 10 toes down and be like, okay, we need controversy. And a lot of these cats is not about that. Like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, them niggas they died for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of what Black leader is you gonna say today would die for this shit? Ain't no Black leader today.
Herschel Walker.
Jordan, please.
This man here.
I was like, nobody's gonna die for this shit today, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should have to, but what I'm saying is that who is out there that's just solely interested in moving the Black cause forward in Black leadership, whether it be a Black billionaire, a figurehead, or anybody, whoever, whatever. Is it Jesse Jackson? Is it Al Sharpton? No, I don't feel like it's none of them cats.
Nah, there's a Senate candidate, I think, from Louisiana, and a lot of people were off put by his message because he was smoking a blunt in a field. But he is for Black advancement. That was amazing. It was dope. When you get past the weed and whatever you feel about it being medicinal and all that shit, like, what he has to say about the progress of Black people is fucking amazing. But a lot of people are off-put by what he's doing. And he did what he did to get people's attention. And it got their attention, but their attention is also skewed. So if that makes sense.
Two things I want to say. Something that, and you know, I don't really know how he was really supposed to deal with this question, but it made me think about how we have to, people that are Black within the community have to stop being afraid of losing privilege. And what I mean,
what privilege? Wait, what? What privilege?
What I mean by that is people that have privilege, Black people that have privilege, have been afraid to lose privilege.
Oh, you mean LeBron James?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Damn, Jordan. What? Let's name niggas. What are they gonna do? Take my apartment?
Name them.
Yeah. Like, as much of a fan as I am of LeBron James, I wasn't expecting for him to not stand with Kyrie, one, and then two, the anti-Semitic fight never really made sense to me, because Kyrie, and I want to say at some point Kanye mentioned this too, but I think they made claims that they had roots in being Hebrew or being a part of, you know, the Jewish community in a sense.
Hold on.
To a certain
Hold on. Before you go on with that, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. Sorry to interrupt you, Craig. That whole Jewish thing and all that type of stuff, the Jews and everything, I will tell you this, because I do my Bible research, that is from the 12 tribes. So what they're saying, actual fact, is true. If you guys don't believe me, you got to do your research. So continue, Craig. Sorry.
My thing was like, how can we be anti-Semitic while claiming to be a Semite?
You know why he could be anti-Semitic? Because the media wanted to put that on him. And once it sticks, it sticks. Nobody's listening to Kyrie because niggas really don't like Kyrie. Kyrie's a flat earther. Kyrie is the smartest idiot in the room on certain days. But what Kyrie is saying, to a certain point, and I keep saying to a certain point, has validity. He cannot be anti-Semitic because he knows where his people come from. And if you want to look up the word Semitic, he is completely right.
Hey, there you go. That's my point. That a lot of people don't like Kyrie and they don't want to stand with him, but a lot of other races and cultures, Jewish people and so on, they don't like people in their community, but they still stand by him. Like, I could go way back to the whole NWA and Jerry Heller thing. Like,
nigga, you brought up wrestling?
no, I said NWA.
I know. My dumb ass is like, wait a minute, that's rapping. I'm gonna tell that. My bad, bro.
No, I'm talking about NWA with Ice Cube and how he was going at Jerry Heller. It was like, he mentioned Jerry Heller being a Jew, but a lot of his disses were about Jerry Heller directly. He brought in the ADL because he was saying he was being anti-Semitic. It's like he attacking one Jewish person, but he's being anti-Semitic, and it was like 1,000 Jews ready to, you know what I'm saying, march.
Because when you fuck with one of them, you fuck with all of them.
Exactly. That is how we have to be. Even if we like a nigga, if we think he's doing right, if we think he's doing wrong, we check that nigga internally. But I'll be damned if somebody else checks. That's how we need to be. And that's how we're not. And we're never going to be, because what Craig said, these niggas with the voice are afraid of losing their privilege. And you mentioned LeBron, let's just throw Jay-Z out there too. Because
hey, watch what you say about hoes.
No.
Watch it.
Wait a minute now.
Wait a minute. No. Let me talk. Because I found out some things about Jay-Z that I didn't know was going on. I didn't know the nigga was invested in ankle bracelets.
Let me finish.
Talk that talk, Johnny. Talk that talk.
The whole shit that he did with the NFL was a setup for his own damn prospering.
Nigga, what did you think? You really thought a billionaire was gonna care about us?
This is what I'm saying though. This is a nigga that people look up to. They look up to him and they feel like he needs to lead us into a better life where he should be. And he's not. He's looking out for his own privilege and prosper. He comes out and says, hey, I think we're past kneeling. Like, what the fuck you mean we're past kneeling with the whole cabinet situation? They never even addressed this shit. NFL act like this shit don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
I'm good with them saying, okay, so Kaepernick is, going against policy or whatever the situation is, but nobody ever paid attention to the reason why he was kneeling. And it's like, if we're past kneeling, then where are we at? Are we just trying to get you in the room so you can set up halftime shows and eventually be a minority owner of an NFL team? Because that's what it looks like. It don't look like you trying to really help them understand the black plight, which is
Johnny, that's what you took him coming off as. Real niggas saw what he was doing. He was sitting in a room with Roger Goodell, and he was getting music for the halftime show. Like, that nigga, you can't, and you can't expect rich niggas to take care of poor niggas. Let's just be honest.
That's how he stood off, though. You can't use the black plight as a whole, like, okay, you need to get black people in this room and act like you're doing that work when actually you're not. That's my point.
Hang on. Can I jump in here for a second? I have a question. We're talking about like black leadership, and all I have heard are celebrities. Y'all, is that it?
I don't know his name, but I kind of need the dude from Louisiana. I mean, there is I don't know his name, so I kind of gave a gist.
So
but there is
him.
Okay, there is an African-American gentleman in Harrisburg right now. I live in Pennsylvania, for people that don't know. I live in Harrisburg right now. He has braids. He's very outspoken. He's very articulate. He be shutting them white people up. I don't know his name because I don't know his name because I saw it and I said, preach, and then I kept it moving. But there are black people in places that can help black people. We just don't pay attention to them.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'll say that I think it's easy to bring up celebrities because they are the people that media gravitate to and put the microphone in front of.
No. Yes, that happens. But what Jordy said is right. We're not paying attention to them. So, yes, there are leaders. There are black leaders. But like I said, they're celebrities. So if we're going to talk about black leaders, then maybe bring some black leaders up.
All right, I'm up here. I'm running for U.S. Senate next year. You better move to That's wild, bro. That's see, and that's why we can't come together. Damn it, that's why.
Hey, Kanye trying to be the president, but you know.
If I'm gonna have somebody represent me, you see how you been acting all night? You want me to? Okay.
Actually, you know what?
I say what needs to be said.
I support that. I'm not even gonna hold you because you know whatever he say he gonna do. That's the other side of it.
Jordan they gonna ship our asses right on out. They're gonna be like, all right, so what city we starting with first? These things got to go.
Hey.
I know we talking about lost and found too. I have something to say after.
Thank you, because we got distracted. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna let Tone go.
Who going first? Me and him.
Craig.
No, let Tone go first.
No, it was two. It was two.
I ain't gonna hold you. I can hold my hand.
I was gonna say Tone go first. He been here.
Like a motherfucker on my dead homies. Look, I'm just trying to get ready to go. I just want to go over all of this shit real bad. Y'all been saying so much shit. I really forgot what the fuck I was finna get ready to say to be 100 with you the whole time. Cause my fucking arm hurt. But anyway, look, as far as them I'm a mayor of Fools, I don't know why niggas bitching, because when the photos first leaked, everybody said that them hoes was ugly. So why the fuck is y'all crying about a motherfucking video? Oh, fucking I don't fucking understand, man. Get off your rag. I don't know why niggas bitching. You ain't got.
I need to know where he's from, bro.
I'm from making easy money, pimping in style. I'm from Memphis, man. You hear me? So
I hear that southern.
I thought it was Louisiana. I thought it was Louisiana.
Nah, no Memphis when I hear Memphis.
That's one thing for sure that I want to get on my chest. Like, everybody was bitching about that motherfucker before and said it was the worst shoe going on with 12, so I don't know why niggas mad at the video. Me personally, I don't know what the video was about. I heard old girl come up here and say something about bisexuals, transgenders, racism. I don't know what the fuck the video was about, but if you've been following all man, you know how these folks get down. So if you taking offense to this shit, the way I look at it is you probably white and you ain't got shit to say, so just sit your motherfucking ass down. I'm just keeping this shit $1.50. If you black and you ain't got nothing to say, shit, niggas, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You ain't gotta make no motherfucking video. Paper sale like niggas been doing since motherfucking way back when, goddamn. Moving on to them
At me tune. I be by resale. That's talking that talk.
Then when it come down to these lost and found, I ain't getting no exclusive access because Mike Suppose talking about if you missed out on 20 Air Jordan 1s, bitch, I missed out on a lot of motherfucking scooters. Y'all apples fucking garbage, and that's why Memphis niggas be stealing shit off the motherfucking truck. We don't give a fuck about none of this shit. So if I get a pair, I get a pair. If I don't, I don't. I don't care. I stand with Kyrie, all of that bullshit that Stephen A. and fucking Shaq and fucking Chuck and fucking Shannon Sharp be saying in the morning some fucking bullshit. And I think this baby
Tune, take a breath. Take a breath.
Wait, hold on.
I ain't gonna stunt, cuz I've been holding this shit in for a minute.
You have.
I'm just keeping this shit 100. While y'all been talking, bro, I done put my baby in the bed. I done rolled my weed. I'm trying to smoke this out. I'm trying to go others with my wife. I'm trying to get to my
smoke something, dog.
I can get up and go to work in the morning. I'm just keeping this shit 100. While it's on my mind, I want to get all this. I just want to get all this shit out. You already know Cartier. Rocky Muscle, you got some more grimy shit coming in the mail. My
Let's
niggas,
go.
That's still what it is.
Hold on. Tune, what you say to him?
Tune has a clothing brand.
I got clothing.
Tune, what you need me to model, bro?
That nigga don't even take pictures.
I say Jordan don't even take pictures. First of all,
Hey, you know what? I'm a really
Don't let me fool you.
Tune, I'm the teed on. All at me.
Don't pay him no. He don't even take pictures.
he don't take pictures.
I'm gonna let you know why I fuck with him, because I fucked around and I tapped on his profile because he was talking real heavy shit about the onions and the berries and shit, and I got dreads and shit, my nigga. So that was some real nigga shit. But when I tapped his profile, he a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and even though I'm from Memphis, nigga, I'm a Philly fan, so I'm a fuck with him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, third game shit, big A no, but y'all continue to do what y'all do. I'm gonna smoke this cold and do my due diligence, man, and I'm gonna get up with y'all.
I got hey Tune, real quick. Hold on, wait, hold on, Bree. Bree, before you go, I just want to say that the only person, or I should say the only person, with Jordan is the only person who's literally talked shit about all of their shoes from the very beginning. He said they ugly. He said they crusty.
Nah, them threes are hard as shit. Let's not do that.
Okay.
And hold on. I made an ashy joke earlier, but I did promise Julissa I would stop making ashy jokes. So I'm not gonna make no more ashy jokes. But
You promised who?
Julissa, these shoes, the fours they put out, are their second best sneaker that they've released. So
I agree.
and I will say right now,
When the 12th
Before y'all go back into
Second best. Okay.
let me say, Tone, we appreciate you. You were holding your hand for a very long time. And I apologize. As a matter of fact, he waited to even get a mic for a very long time. So I appreciate your patience and I appreciate your opinion.
It's all good. I'm from the South. I got respect. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my grandmama, so you know how this shit go. I'm putting niggas off, but I ain't want to be a nigga because I know I can be that nigga. But I respect the host and I respect the space, man. And Kari, my guy, so you know what I'm saying? As a way, when I drop his name, I gotta show respect. I don't want nobody to think he got an ignorant ass nigga on his. You know what I'm saying? I just try to be respectful. You know what I'm saying?
that would be me. I'll take that mantle.
Yes, that's him. But I appreciate you, man. I
Salute to Tone. We always salute to Tone.
That nigga,
by the
baby,
way,
we ain't gonna
Dude,
do
I'm gonna follow you, my G.
so you can get ready for work in the morning. We
Tone,
gonna follow you, man.
Dude, what you smoking on, bro? What you on tonight? That's a
This is a
little
recorded space, Marty. This is a recorded space.
It is legal.
Hey.
It's legal.
Hey.
It's prescription.
Hey.
Legal in Pennsylvania.
That
Man,
shit
we in the South. We don't give.
Don't give a fuck.
Is weed vegan?
Hell yeah, it's vegan.
Okay. Oh, hey.
It came from the earth, didn't it, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Long live Young Johnson anniversary coming up, so we smoking gelato.
Gelato. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But no, real talk though, I combed through like 6 accounts today for that exclusive access because I thought it was gonna be like on some Nike Off-White Dunk bullshit. Like they said they was gonna really filter it and make it pertain to a certain group of people. Because with the Off-White Dunks, it was supposed to be if you've been buying Off-Whites or if you've been engaged in the Off-White content lately, you was gonna get dunks. I thought it was gonna be the same bullshit with this, but I went through 6 accounts. I checked in with my brother, 2 coworkers, 2 friends, and some random motherfucker I met at the store the other day. I just told him,
Wait, what? Fam?
do
Bro,
me.
do me a favor. Yo, download the Sneakers app real quick, and I got you with these apples. Help me out. That's what you did? Wow. Is that what you did, Craig?
no, not at all.
No, bro, it was fuck I met.
Bro, it's just a dude I met, bro. He said, man, I got the sneakers out, but I don't never get nothing. I told him to check on there for me. And he was just like, yeah, no, I ain't getting none either. So bro, like I'm talking about like I got emails and passwords out the wazoo trying to make sure I was ready for this shit and no account hit.
And that's why your shit ain't hit, because they said nigga, you got one chance like everybody else.
They do. I will say, they do cross-reference accounts, just so y'all know. You know, a lot of people try to have a bunch of accounts. Nike can cross-reference your information, and if any of your information carries over from one account to another, they will clip both of them shits, just so you know.
Well, see, so that's the thing. My stuff doesn't. These are people who actually own these accounts. I just go to them and get my shit from them if they got exclusive access because they just got Nike accounts just because they into simple. Mind you, I'm in Portland, so they buy Nike like it's fucking water. You know what I'm saying? Like they have their account. They don't really care about sneakers, but they know I'm a sneakerhead, so they fuck with me. But hey, you need me to sneaker enthusiast. So yeah, I
Man, you got 6 people that you can count on like that shit. I don't.
Yes, nigga, I even got children.
Bro, you listen. Just Craig's a teacher. Listen, if I ever send my child to school and he comes home with a sneaker app on his iPad, we gonna have a fucking problem. That's all I'm gonna say.
The reason why it's like that, bro, is honestly, they go crazy for my shoes, and they always ask me, Mr. Craig, where you get your shoes from? I just tell them where I get them from, because a lot of these kids definitely think that they have to go to StockX and GOAT to get shoes. They don't really know that sneakers app is a thing, and so I just check in and see, hey, did your account get this, or No, you sound so devious right now.
Bro, he really does, bro.
Bro, they really don't. Hey, man, did you get access on that?
Yo,
Hey,
at least you guys are getting
This is what I want you to do. I want you to buy them. And then when you buy them, I'm going to give you right here, okay?
I'm gonna give you an A if you buy these sneakers.
Yo, Max, first of all, I'm going to need that A. All right, Mr. Craig.
Right? Mr. Craig? Is that what they call you?
At least you guys are getting it. At least you guys are getting sneakers app. I can't even get that shit in the bag. So I'm depending on y'all. Not
Now you better depend on Drake, nigga. That's your livelihood. You got the interconnections. You talking about us. You better hit up Drake. Nigga better advocate for Canada and the Queen and shit.
Yo, I wish I could even advocate for that man. But that man's too busy. But yeah, like I said, that's the only thing I'm hating. You guys have the sneaker apps on Smith app. In the T-Dot, you don't get shit over here. Like, I'll be honest. I have a brother of mine that's in the UK. I have to depend on him because they have the sneakers app over there in the UK. So any early drops, whatever, I'm on it. Like, let me know what's really good. So I'm on the hunt right now, and the hunt is getting real sticky right now for those lost and found Air Jordan 1s. Trust me.
But yeah, no malicious intent over here, man. Like the staff at my school, they're intrigued with how involved I'm in with sneakers and something. Like lately, I've been using that to kind of get some.
No. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
All right, listen. I just want to let y'all know, bro. There's been a lot of fake motherfuckers on Twitter right now, like posting about that video right now. You hear that motherfucker Peace? He just talked about a couple minutes ago.
Whoa, Ryan.
We're down.
Hold on. Before you go off, we come here with peace and love.
All right.
I'm just letting you know.
He will tell you something.
Jordan, stop it.
Fully inform you. Okay.
All right.
Let me not be.
All right, I'm gonna be respectful. All right, I'm gonna just straight up say, there's gonna be a lot of people, right, who's gonna be making those videos that are fake as hell. Because there was a kid, right, Peace. He recently talked. He's like 12 years old or whatever. This dude says the N-word like occasionally all this time, right? And I'm exposing his ass right now, and he's just like blatantly lying right now. Like, oh yeah, I never said the N-word and none of that. So I'm gonna just let y'all know. There's a lot of fake people out there, especially like that one.
What is this probably down? What is this probably down his office like fucking A?
What
God damn it!
He is actually. Peace wants to speak.
Oh shit!
Here we go. Jesus, you know what?
I'm finna go on mute. This about to be good tonight, boy.
I like these.
We're gonna be very, very peaceful, guys. This is about unity.
Jordan put a hood on.
This is about unity and solving problems, not creating them. So let's be respectful going into this, guys.
Here we go.
Where you at?
Respectfully, where he at? All right.
I just want to say I fired up this cone at the right time.
All right, so this is how I go right. Okay, let me clear this up. I am white. I'm 15. I'm not 12. I for the last 15 minutes, I have been trying to find an instance where I've said the N-word. I cannot find a single instance.
Because there shouldn't be an instance, my niggas.
There isn't. There's okay.
Jujitsu speed is not just believing my shit. And there's everyone in the Discord agreeing with me right now.
I'm getting cooked. I'm not even doing that. Congratulations.
The fuck you expect to happen, bro?
Okay, so wait, hold on. I gotta.
Happing about all this shit.
I can't find
and you're not even admitting your mistakes.
Wait.
Bro, I'm so happy this thing is fucking recorded. Oh, thank you, God.
Yeah. I'm getting cooked. If I said it, I don't know what I did.
Motherfucker, you literally just recently admitted in Discord that you occasionally use the word. I have a speech
What?
that shoot.
When?
Peace?
What?
Yeah, when?
About that.
No.
I'll post it in the feed.
Yeah, when did it happen?
Because at this point, you're lying.
We need to know.
Was he singing?
Discord then.
Whoever the host is, can you like let me know about the screenshot? Or like,
Was it during the song that he said it or what? Like when did nigga come up? Because I'm curious.
There were screenshots posted.
Oh shit.
On within Twitter, you guys can go scroll and look for yourselves. That's on everyone. However, this is how we're gonna solve this today. If this happened and these words were said, clearly the individual who is being told that they said it, they know that that's not appropriate. So from moving forward, this is a lesson that the things that you do that you think are behind closed doors are not always behind closed doors. So with that being said, be honest and own the things that you do and say, even when they're not right, and say, yeah, I said it, stand up and admit what you did, because when you're wrong, it's always going to come to light. Own everything that you do and say.
Low-key, he did say, I can say whatever I want. He did say that.
Talk that talk, Bree.
He did.
Listen, I'm not even mad about that. All I want is for him to admit his shit. You don't want to do that.
But if I've done nothing, I want to make sure.
Listen, Speed, your time's up. You said all your shit right now. Now apologize in front of all.
All right, so I also
they don't deserve all this like fake talk shit.
the person who I was talking to apparently. I'm scrolling through my
It doesn't
messages.
matter if you're
There is no person with that name.
Nah, not use that word.
Peace.
Admit to your mistakes.
Peace. Let me ask you a really quick question, and I want you to be very honest, right? Are you Caucasian?
Yes.
Okay, so a word that should never come out of your mouth is nigga. That should never grace your lips ever, right?
Yes.
Like,
Correct.
Just like we're.
He comes in here slandering me, and I can't.
I mean, he has the screenshots, bro. You can't lie. You said the shit. You said go, nigga.
No. Because I also posted something as well, and there's nobody with the name Sayer in my message.
I don't think it matters. You said go, nigga. I don't care who the fuck he was talking to.
Listen, Pete. You're still a little kid. We understand that. You're 15, 14, 13. We don't care. Just own up to your mistake. You said it. Doesn't matter at what situation, bad timing, wrong timing. It doesn't matter. You said the word. Own up to it. That's what we want.
I think primarily the issue here is for you to be on a stage advocating for something, and then on the back end you said things that were inappropriate, and that's what this individual mostly has a problem with. I mean, it's very wrong for you to say the word. That is a problem.
You know what else is funny? This kid posted a video of it talking about all this shit about how like brown people and black people face all these issues every day. But he has the audacity to click even post on it while he says all this shit behind the computer. Think about it. If he can do this shit, imagine all the shit he does at school or outside.
No, you have me so fucked. Oh my god.
You wouldn't do it, my nigga. Go, nigga. Go, nigga.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to cook your ass or anything. All I want is an apology.
I know I haven't said it. I'm being fucking yes. I think it's
Chris is straight fucking us. Pure chaos.
Yeah. So guys, look, this is what we're gonna do. Pete, are you willing to apologize for the things that you have said?
Of course. Of course.
Yo, why is like 30, 40 more people in here now?
Like, really? Okay, so we are going to give Pete the opportunity to apologize for what they have said.
Apologize don't matter if you don't really mean it, though. That's all I'm saying.
Whoa, Dexter, speak on
He was only 15 years old. Just imagine, bro. You don't got no one watching out for him. I just can't imagine what else he says out there in front of his friends or whoever he hangs out with.
Very true. Very, very true. What is going on?
The man's not even 18 and over. He can't even take responsibility yet. He's still a young
With
kid, and he's out there saying all this shit.
With that being said, a lot of us here, the conversations that we have had today, someone who is 15 years old probably only sees a glimpse of what we mean. Like, it's a little deeper for people once you get older and you understand things differently. So, in this very moment, what we will do is give this individual an opportunity to apologize. Now, whether or not they mean it, whether or not they're going to go and say it to their little friend, privately, text messages and group messages, they really ain't got nothing to do with us at that point because we've held you accountable here. At that point, it is what it is. Because all I'm asking for is to apologize for what you said after you stood on the stage and advocated for one thing and you don't even believe it, whether you do or not. That has nothing to do with me. I just asked that you apologize because you're here for it. And after that, everybody just, I'm not going to say everybody, we just going to go ahead and clear the stage of the nonsense. Because when we title the space, I did not title the space 15-year-old says the N-word, around we need to apologize. Like, I honestly could care less. But as an adult, and as someone who probably has friends, my niece goes to school with kids like this, I'm going to hold you accountable because I wouldn't even want her around nobody like that. So this is going to be a lesson learned to that individual, and then we're going to go on. I don't want this to turn into a session where we're sitting in a room as adults bullying a 15-year-old about things they said. That's not going to happen.
You really shouldn't be on stage, to be honest with you, bro. Being so young, you really shouldn't be on stage.
I just wanted to voice my opinion.
But hold on, Ryan. Peace. But, so you being so young and Bree actually being the adult, where I'm trying to instigate this shit. But Bree being the adult, she is right. You shouldn't be on stage speaking with a bunch of adults because right now it does look like we're bullying the child. And you are a child.
Y'all aren't though.
No, you might not feel that way, but your parents might. So
You're on the edge of crime right now. Motherfucker, be honest.
Ryan, chill out, bro. He gets it. Chill out.
All right, I'm gonna apologize. No. I said.
Okay, all right. So, Pete,
Wait. They weren't finished. They were gathering the words.
I said a word I shouldn't have said. It does not apply to me because I have not gone through things that these people may have gone through, and so I don't have a shared experience, and thus do not have access to a word I said. And I've hurt people by saying it.
You ain't hurt me, my nigga. You just tripping.
Jordan, shut up.
I shouldn't have said it. And so I apologize profusely for saying something that I shouldn't have. That was none of my business to say.
Thank you. That's all that I wanted from this, and I'm clearly Ryan just wanted you to apologize. So we've gotten there. Whether or not anyone feels it was genuine or however they feel about it, that's for them to take. Don't mean that the other person has to accept it. That is on them. You can't hold.
My bad.
believe that a kid shouldn't be doing this, and I believe that it's certain things you just don't say. All I can do is tell you what to do going forward. If you choose not to take that once you leave this space, baby, that's on you, and I ain't got nothing to do. That's for your parents to raise you. And I do agree, sometimes we are too forgiving. But me sit here and hold hard feelings against a 15-year-old, I just don't have the energy for it. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not going to disagree with you. But me personally, it's just like, dude's 15. And people do things on the internet thinking, oh, ain't nobody going to see it. It's in a Discord group. Whatever. It's a lot of things we can't control outside of this at this point. Now, another grown man in here, and you say, oh, he was over here saying this. Nah, because you've been through too much in XYZ, so we're going to have this conversation. You grown and I'm grown, so let's talk about it. But what do I really have to talk about or even entertain a 15-year-old for? At this moment, I just take it as a chance to teach you something or to tell you to do better and move on. But like you said, I could have just kicked him off the stage. I do agree.
No, and that's fair. Like, I get that. But I don't know. It just... something about that whole thing just like threw me off, and then it's like he's like, oh no, I didn't say that, and then it's like the screenshots come, and just like, which one is it, bro? Like,
right?
Like I'm not gonna do a lot of talking. You're just gonna get off there.
You gotta stay sturdy. You gotta stay brick wall. But you can lie. Like, don't.
Right. It wasn't no standing no brick wall after you done lied in the screenshots. Yeah, exactly. You gotta crumble.
That's why I agree with both of y'all on that.
I'm like, no, that's crazy. So. Let's what was we talking about before we got distracted, lost and found?
I was about to say, did y'all do videos today or what? I know a lot of people was complaining.
I was not doing videos.
Honestly, I did where I live. Shit is crazy, so I had to speak my part. And if I get the shoes, that's a plus. But it's whatever, honestly.
Oh, hopefully you get picked.
Tell Kari to pick you. He on the team.
Why would you do that, Brianna?
It's like the rest of y'all. What are you talking about?
Okay, guys. JK. Kari can't pick you.
I got lucky. I got the message. I got lucky. Shout out to everybody that got the message.
Oh, they got messages already?
Jeez.
No, I didn't get nothing, so I'm coming at you, Kurt.
Hopefully they do it by size, and size 15 times less. Now you're kind of scared.
Nah, you about to get a size 9 and you a 15, homie. You be all right.
Yo, remember, there's no size 14. Just FYI, when they send the message, there's no size 14s.
Oh my jeez. Sneakers. You're absolutely right. We were talking about people doing their videos for sneakers. But I think so. My thing with Lost and Found, and I'm going back here. How do you expect people who truly want a shoe to say, well, let me count how many L's I took to see if I'm going to get a shoe? I almost don't think that that's fair. Because me personally, I don't even think I went for 20 pairs of ones. And then is it really fair to the people who don't care as much for Air Jordan 1s and didn't go and didn't catch that many L's, but they wanted this one? Is this really even... I don't think that this was fair. I think that this was a bot party.
I mean...
If you had a bot, then great. You got a pair of shoes.
I mean, I took L's for 2.5 years and I still didn't get EA, so it's bullshit.
The funny thing is that I seen a man post his L's of 20 pairs of Jordans. A Jordan 1. It doesn't look like he still hasn't got it.
I didn't get anything.
Wow.
And of course, like, I don't expect Nike to give me shit. All the shit I've talked on Nike, them niggas don't like me. I get it. I can't even blame them. I can't. I wouldn't give me shit either.
I don't think that that's how that works, Jordan, but okay.
Them niggas know who I am in my head.
Just like this one-sided beef with... Okay.
But yes.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure that that's what I was hearing. That doesn't make sense. Tune.
Yeah, I think, you know what?
You are in the space place.
That is some bullshit for somebody to sit there and say your last 20 L's on Jordan 1s. Like, if we keep it at 100, like half of the Jordan 1s that dropped between last year and this year really been fucking ass. So how do you just tell somebody, oh, since you missed out on some Jordan 1s, we're going to give you exclusive access to this. Like, bitch, like, what the fuck? Like, nah, nigga, that's not how the fuck this shit supposed to work. And another thing is, I thought it went to a letter everybody order drop to now it's a raffle, but nigga, y'all said this gonna be the most highly stocked for one-off sneakers. Hey, man, these bitches be lying, man. I don't fuck with. Once again, That's why Memphis niggas be stealing shit.
You're telling me right now.
I cannot. We ain't gonna have stock numbers for real because they still.
Let's just keep it 100, bro, because the stories is not adding up. Like, I'm gonna be 100. I'm the type of nigga. I was happy to see the Jordan 1 coming out, and then I got sick because every single day somebody was talking about it. It was so many fucking YouTube videos to the point I said, fuck it, I don't even want to fucking shoot no more. And then when you turn around and motherfuckers saying, oh, it's 500,000 pairs. Then motherfuckers beefing, going back and forth. Somebody say, it ain't gonna be enough. This getting backdoored, that getting backdoored. The price is going up. The price, man, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's a fucking shoot. Like, god damn, you niggas bitching like a motherfucker. My bad. I don't mean to be cursing.
I love it. I love it, but you're my new favorite person.
I get fucking irritated, bro, because the shit don't make no fucking sense. Like, don't be out here selling niggas dreams. You got niggas out here, forgive my language, what I'm finna say, who dicks get hard because they got fucking exclusive access. Like, damn, bro, like, it's a fucking shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't that motherfucking deep, bro. It's not. You niggas, look, niggas who sat up here, bro, and you paid $2,000, $1,700, $1,500, $1,000 for a shoe that they said is going to be a massive motherfucking shit off. I just hope you niggas feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? I just, and I ain't even that type of nigga to even just say shit like that, but that's just on my heart. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck y'all. But anyway, like, bruh, the whole setup of how this shit's supposed to go, and I feel like this shoe is supposed to be a makeup shoe for everybody who got fucked over on the trophy rooms. Like, that was a horrible situation. Like, it got the same kind of storytelling, the same kind of detailing and shit like this. So I really want people to be able to get this shoe, but all of the trickeration and the running laps and all of these fucking false ass stories and numbers and reports that's coming out, just get me to December, bro. I just want me some fucking Air Jordan Chicago too. I don't even want this fucking shoe no more, bro.
Well, since you feel like that, I need a size 7.
Man, say less. I'll put in for you because 9 times out of 10, I'ma lose any motherfucker. I wanna go for the Zion lows in the morning. Is they gonna go towards my 20th L of Air Jordan 1 that I wasn't able to fucking get? Like,
of course not,
bro. I said, bro, the shit's stupid. I'ma let y'all have it though, man. I'm gone, man. I'm good.
Hold on. You said, sorry. Did you say trickeration? Is that what you said?
Yes. Trickeration. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, I am going to Columbus the fuck out of that. Thank you so much.
R.I.P. Bernie Mac, man. That's where I get it from.
I cannot, y'all.
Grimy, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. But
That's
no,
my
I think that the way he feels about that is the same way that people feel about these 4s. Like, it's just a shoe. Why am I doing all of this? And it's just a shoe. I think that most people are upset because you're doing the video and then you still have a chance of getting a shoe. And I still got to pay the whole $225 for it. I think that that's the part that pisses people off. Like, you want me to sit in front of this camera and make this 5-minute video because, let's be honest, everybody thinks that they got to make a long, extended YouTube video. And then you got a chance at a shoot. I think that's what bothers them the most. But, again, I don't understand what's so hard about it when if you really like the brand, you really like the guy, you really like the shoe, you understand what the brand's purpose is, make the video. I don't understand.
So you're hitting the nail on the head, right? So the issue I think that people are having is that they don't invest in the brand 360 degrees. They just want the shoe, period. They don't care about James. They don't care about the message. They really don't care about politics. They don't really care about all that. They just want the shoe. And that's all races. I've seen white, black, purple all say something to that to that point in some capacity today, right? So it's not even just isolated to a particular like race or anything like that. It's like, there's black folks. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that, especially at a chance just to get the shoot. But it's really not about the shoot, right? The shoot, and listen, this is what we keep missing when it comes to a lot of projects and collaborations out here, is the fact that it's deeper than just what it is. The problem is that resale and the greed and everything has kind of warped the way that we view a lot of these projects and these shoes out here. But at their core, they still mean something to the people that are putting them out. And that goes for anything, collaborations, whatever it is. Like when Nina Chanel puts a collab out, or when 218 puts a collab out, right? It's not about how much money is this going to fetch on StockX or, whatever. It's like, this is our blood, sweat, and tears that went into this project that means something to us that's deeper than just, throwing a shoe on foot. A lot of people don't resonate with that. So I think this was a unique opportunity, number one, to get rid of bots, right? And to do something that's different and that's on brand with something that's happening. My only complaint about this, and I think somebody mentioned this too on Twitter, so I don't want to act like I'm taking like the original idea for it. The only issue that I had was the quick turnaround of the timeline, because elections are literally tomorrow. Like, I really wish that they had announced this like a few days ago, maybe a week ago, something like that, to get people really excited. Because I feel like people that weren't going to vote, like, aren't going to vote tomorrow even with this thing. But maybe if we had a little more time, maybe we could have really gotten the word out, spread the message more, and it would have been a little bit more effective. That's really my only critique of this whole thing. But yeah, I mean, that's to your point, Bree. Like, if you don't invest in the ethos, James uses that word a lot, the ethos of Amamin Yer and Whitaker Group, yeah, it's going to be totally lost on you. It's not going to matter.
I think that the only part that I don't necessarily care for is having people submit their videos publicly and sharing them and tagging them. I think that the videos should have been sent in, and I think that it should have been a disclaimer like, hey, if you win this, we posted these videos, and let them post the videos, because like others have said, a lot of people may not feel comfortable being on camera like that. They may not want to do that. And I can understand that. That's just like I was telling them earlier. It's some stuff that I think, and I'm not just going to tweet it because I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to have that conversation with nobody. But this is how I feel, and I'm going to stand on it. And it's not much that you can say that's going to change my mind, but it is what it is. So,
but, Bree, I kind of agree and disagree with that, right? I mean, he's making people come out of their, the comfort zone. Right?
Very true.
And again, I'm not a person who generally goes out and speaks like this, but hearing all this, and James is making people come out, right? And coming from Chicago and seeing all this, it's something to share with my girls, right? How important these things do matter to us and where we live. And he's making that happen. I mean, give him credit, because at least he's trying.
Yeah, I definitely agree there.
I mean, I don't see anyone else trying. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I see a lot of hate, but not a lot of love. So with that being said, I mean, again, we need to bring people up rather than down, right? I mean, taking 15-year-old kid here, right? I mean, I listen to hip hop all day. I'm from an immigrant family. I'm brown, right? But does it matter of what language? Again, I used to use the N-word a lot. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. But my eyes opened up how this word was used to oppress people, right? We as a society have forgotten how words hurt people and how they are used, right? Don't go into a community, hey, right? Remember, my parents came from an immigration family, right? And coming here, hey, you don't talk like your people. What do you mean? You want me to talk like an Indian? What's that supposed to mean, right? These are microaggressions throughout life people will say and do to people. But I think James is making something happen, and I don't want to take it away from that. And it's very important that, especially tonight, right? Tomorrow night, we're going to hear about who's going to win and whose voice has been heard. And how do you want to make your children see the future as? And right now, I'm really disappointed in what the future is going to bring. And if we're fighting over I'm a Marie Fours and lost him.
Monier. There you go. It's all good.
Again, English is my second language.
Nah, it's all good, fam. It took me like 7 months to be able to pronounce it. So I got you.
Again, we as a society have to lift up everyone. Just don't bring anyone down and teach people how words hurt. Right? I got people asking me, hey, do you think I'm a racist, a bigot? I'm like, man, you gotta use your inside voice, bro. For that, if you're asking me that, then you might have done something wrong.
If you're asking that, then the answer is yes.
Yes.
That's it. Like, movement, what? You don't need to use inside voices. The answer is yes.
That's the answer. Hey, I've been asked. I work for Fortune 500 company, and I've been asked by a direct leader 3 times. How do you answer that?
You don't, because you don't want to lose your job.
There you go. You play the political game, right? How do I say it to a white?
I mean, but if it's fuck that job, then say hell yeah, you're a racist and keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
But remember, it's a struggle for a brown and black person. Remember, to put food on the table is a struggle.
Okay, I mean, I work for a Fortune 500 company too, but it's up as being racist. I'm gonna call them out. I mean, because I can always get another job at another Fortune 500 company.
Oh well, excuse us, Kari.
Well, no, I'm just saying, listen,
bro, you got more confidence. Not everybody got confidence. Remember, we just
yeah.
talked about this. Not everybody's comfortable about going on camera. Not everybody's comfortable talking what they can, and especially coming out of that comfortable space. That's what it's coming down to, right? It doesn't matter where you work or how you do. It's how you're treated, how you're oppressed. Simple as that. I'm telling you, I'm a brown person.
Wait, hold on. I need you to go into that.
I don't want it to come up the wrong way, but it's time for us to not be comfortable anymore. We've been too fucking comfortable for too long.
Okay.
We was comfortable in here when we forgave that.
It's time for people. You know what brings change? Being unfucking comfortable. The reason why I moved to Portland was because I became fucking uncomfortable with where I was, and it sparked a lot of change. Shit was moving for me in Houston. I love my city, but I wasn't doing shit. I wasn't trying to change. I wasn't moving. I had to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. And for a lot of people, hell yeah, making that video probably is uncomfortable, but it ain't a time for us to be comfortable no more.
I hear you, LeBron. I hear you.
We've been laying in this fucking bed
I know
that we made for so
hard,
long.
bro. Trust me, it's very hard when you quiver, when you have anxiety, and you ask yourself what you did wrong. Trust me, I'm 40 years old. I'm a 40-year-old man right now, and I haven't been put down throughout my life. And being with 3 girls at home, and I'm like, is she doing me right or wrong here? I don't know. Right? These are the questions going through your head, right? Throughout your life, all your career.
Wait a minute. Not Nair. Is that your name, Nair? Did I say that right?
Nair.
When you say, I'm trying to word this correctly. When you say, is she doing me right? Are you talking about your skin color? Are you talking about, I'm confused.
Any, right? Any person, when you talk to them and approach them, right?
Okay.
Karen. Let's just say Karen, right? How many Karens do you see throughout the world? The word Karen has been used throughout the thing. I didn't even know what Karen was till 2 years ago during COVID?
Yeah, that's when the term popped off.
Yes, and these are the things that I'm trying to tell you. Like, we criticize people. It doesn't matter by race, color, gender, or whatever. We're so used to just criticizing and putting people in a box and tell you to think outside the box.
I mean, as a nigga that's put inside of a box in this country, I have the right to put somebody in a box with me.
Agree.
Right? Like, I feel like we're having like racism and microaggressions explained to us, and like we are like
Yeah.
I'm looking at this right now. We are literally a bunch of niggas. Like,
Yeah.
we know what this is.
Some confused ones at that. So let me see. Let's see. Suago, am I saying that right? I think you were next.
Yeah, and then I think Mr. Unlove, if he's still around, I think was after me.
Yeah, I think he just left, and I'm gonna need him to come back.
I just wanted to say I agree with what Kari was saying, that I wish we had a little more time. I'm typically not overly knowledgeable on who exactly is running for politics. Like, I'll have the main points that I'll hear, pick up here and there from anybody that I trust in that field. But if, you know, what this does, and I'm trying to put a little positive spin on it, it makes people actually go into it to be able to say something on camera and not look foolish. So that looking into it to not look foolish gives you more knowledge into the who is running for what, and the issues that matter. I think that's something to commend Amir for doing, or at least attempting. Because if you look at the different types of releases that have been done for different sneakers and different pieces, this is something that is actually directly going to affect other people. Is it going to make a change in the voting? We don't know. But there are people that are on social media that are going to watch these videos or are going to submit these videos that might not have ever looked up at politics and have just continued on, you know, through their lives. But because somebody is putting these sneakers in front of them and is putting a message with it and is trying to bring them forward to what everybody's trying to speak on, I think that's something to commend them. So one, I wish that we had a little more time for that. And I wanted to also kind of go on the discomfort to change thing. I think that it is bringing out people more off of their bubble or out of their bubble, and kind of bringing them to what's actually going on in the world, which I think that we need a little more of, and less social media interaction. We need a little more realness going on.
I agree. I did like that, you know, that was something else that I really did like about the whole idea with videos. Like I said earlier, like everybody gets on the internet, and if you can get on the internet and make a fool of yourself, dancing to TikToks and doing things that don't make sense, but you can't make a 30-second video to stand for something, then what are we really talking about here? Like, I don't mean to sound rude when I say it, but do you even deserve it? Like, the shoe stands for something. The shoe is made by a brand that stands for something. There's something behind each and every one of these releases. So for you to feel like it's just a pair of shoes, why I gotta make a video? Well, then it's not just a pair of shoes then. Like, at that point, there's more to the shoe than you are willing to look into. Everything is just shoes, but it's people out here who are passionate about shoes and passionate about the things that are going on. So why shouldn't those people have an opportunity to get the shoe first? Like, let the people who actually care about the shoe, care about the purpose, care about the details, have a chance at the shoe before you do. You don't care. It's just a pair of shoes, which means you can just go get another pair of fours.
It's the resale.
Of course, but you know.
No, it's not. It's not the resale. I hate to cut you off. I don't know who said that. But let's be honest. These people dancing on TikTok, doing hips and all this other bullshit, that's where they could be seen. So that's where they could be paid. They're making this 30-second video, a minute video about something that they're passionate in to get a pair of sneakers. That's not really how they want to be seen. They have no problem getting on the internet and dancing, because at the end of the day, sooner or later, someone's going to see them. They're going to be the next big thing, and all these checks are going to start rolling in. They're not trying to exert their energy to get one pair of sneakers.
Very true.
That is the whole difference. Be the video be political or not. It doesn't even have to be political. It's just that there's an election tomorrow. So everybody's on this, it's political. But guess what? A majority of these people on TikTok and Twitter or whatever, if you tell them, hey, I'm going to give you $10,000 to make this video, your career is going to skyrocket to be an influencer, they'd be on the mic all day, all night. We would never hear the end of it. They're just not getting as much as they want. So they feel like, I'm not going to make this video. That's really what it is.
That's a good point. Like it's like they don't really see it as something as like that's gonna benefit them, so they're just like, you know, pretty much fuck it.
Yeah, they have no gain in it. There's nothing to gain from it.
And I think that's maybe that's where he was going, like, because of the fact that they're not gaining the profit of the resale, then it's not worth it to them. Maybe that's where he was going with that. I'm not sure if that's where he was going.
I don't think he was. It's just easy to say. People have this thing is always to say like, oh, it's the resale. Like,
No,
it's really not though.
No, let's see what I meant, right? I'm on their Discord right now, right?
So am I.
And I see it going pop. I've been there for months, okay? And I see all these new people coming and posting videos and doing this. It's all good. You can have it. But why I follow James and the Winter is because what he brings to the table. You see what I mean? Even just as you're saying, I see what the resale market for these are going for. I even showed it to my wife. I'm like, look, the reason why it's popping in Discord right now is they're selling for $1,000. You came 3 days ago, nobody was even in there.
Nair, what are
When
you
you
saying,
say in
bro?
there, what do you mean in there? In there where?
Like
In Discord?
Discord, yeah. I'm just saying, being realistic, right? I know who's been in there for a very long time because I've been there for 6-7 months.
Okay.
And these people who are just showing up, posting videos, and I genuinely think there are people who are genuinely committed to, as James is, to his, you know, as his thoughts and ideas are, right? Everybody has his thoughts and ideas who they're committed to. But at the same time, he can't influence what I think, right? It's other people who are trying to create these videos thinking that they're going to win a pair of sneakers, but I really genuinely think they are doing what they can. The people who are doing these videos, they're doing what they can.
Nah, there's a lot of niggas that are half-assing them videos, bro.
Right.
You think so?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people are playing around with the videos. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
I haven't read. Listen, I got my life too. I haven't looked at each one of them, but I think some of them I went through them and they were really nice videos, bro. Did you see?
Yeah,
the
I mean, some people.
Yes,
I mean, but some people's videos are legit. I mean, some people are half-assing it, but I don't really think that. I guess I'm lost in where you're trying to go here, because whether someone comes in a Discord today or not, and you've been there for months, like everybody doesn't have to talk.
Not to talk, but I think they have to provide something, some voice here and there. I've seen people just come in. I mean, bots. I mean, there's bots everywhere. Be realistic. This is a sneaker game, right? Even in Discord, there's bots there. I don't know if you didn't know that.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, majority of us are in those Discords, bro.
Yeah.
So you know what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm in plenty of Discords. There are people who never speak. There are people who only speak through DM if they feel like they're cool, you know, if they're cool enough with somebody, you know. So I don't really think that, I mean, at least to me, I don't really think that is like the determining factor of, you know, what someone, whether they post the video or not. I mean, I talk the Discord I'm in, I talk every day. I'm also not going to post the video because, one, I don't really wear fours, and two, I got a million and one things to do this week before next week. You know, if I put out a video, it honestly would be, I would see it as me taking an opportunity away from somebody else, because I know I don't wear fours, regardless of the message. That's not a silhouette that I like.
Being a real person.
So I wouldn't do it because it doesn't make sense to me. Do I think other people should do it? Yeah, if you like fours, if, you know, whatever the case may be, have at it. But whether somebody speaks in a Discord or not, I don't really think that determines whether somebody makes the video or not.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that if they speak in Discord or not, but I'm just saying genuinely, these people in Discord who come in for these raffles and so forth, this is what the Whitaker Group did by posting these videos allowed us for a different way of a raffle. Right? We didn't have a raffle like this before. It's still a raffle if you think about it. I think somebody, Bree, didn't you mention it earlier?
I said it. Yeah, it's a raffle, bro.
Yeah.
But what?
It's a raffle.
Not to be a jerk, but what are you saying?
No, nothing. I was just responding back to her.
Okay. Dominic, I know Swanda, you had your hand up, but Dominic came in, so I wanted to make sure that they wanted to say anything.
Go to Mr. Love after if possible.
Go ahead, say it one more time.
No, that Mr. Love is here, so if you want to go to him after, it's cool.
Sure. Yeah, I was actually about to swap them up, so that works.
Say he could go first. That's fine. I'm nothing but the utmost respect for him, Kari, Keely, all you guys speaking right now. I just want to say, like, the video was a very hard thing. For someone like me, I'm not a TikTok or social media person. My Twitter account got started to follow Kari after I found him on YouTube. Being an older person getting back in the sneaker game, he was very insightful, helpful. So it was a very big challenge for some of us. And I saw in Juan Wilson, beautiful video. I also love your art. I buy a lot of your products. I love what you do. Love your message.
Don't worry, he's getting his mic next too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I looked at those and I was like, there's no way I can make something that represents that. I think I tried 7 or 8 times and I barely got out even half a quality even message. But it is a respectable subject. I'm terrified right now speaking. And we do need to bring it to attention now. I mean, like, I know everybody's states have issues, but I'm currently in an election where one of the candidates thinks that a woman can't get pregnant by rape. So I can't sit and just do nothing. Our governor also wants to propose an abortion ban like some states have. So no one can stay quiet for these kinds of things anymore. And I think that was the message that needs to be gotten, whether you win the shoe or not, is irrelevant to me. I have been blessed. I won all 3 of the alma mater releases so far. Being a DC native, it's been a lucky thing. So, I mean, I appreciate the message they did, but it is hard for some people that don't come naturally to speaking. It just is. Also, I don't know, some of the guys were talking earlier, and I don't want to jinx it, but the sneakers 20L thing, complete lie. Both my accounts that got exclusive access, I hit almost every single Jordan 1 except for the Travis Scott. Wow.
So they just wanted you to go for 20 pair. They didn't care if you got them or not. You got it.
I mean, all I can tell you is my main account, as I posted my exclusive access to Kari's comment, Brotherhood's got them, Heritage got them, Crafts got them. I probably hit most of the releases since the Mochas, so.
I wish Toon was up here, because Nike be fucking lying, bro.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just letting you know.
I am. Nike be lying. This is some bullshit. Congratulations, though, for real.
Because when they said the 20 mils, I looked at my account and I looked at my other account or my kid's name, and I thought, no, not a chance, because I've won too many of the ones. And then I checked online today and got EA. So it just doesn't make sense. And I think that's something they need to work on and improve.
My jealousy is real, Dominic. By the way, I got nothing. So congratulations.
Right, I'm sorry.
0.
Right, and as the other gentleman was talking about, I was actually one of their first people to join the Whitaker Group Discord, and it did explode. That was what he stated was the Jordan 2 release when they had decided to do the Discord raffle. Their membership exploded, and then deflated, and then they did another raffle for the other pair. They exploded again. So yeah, there's a lot of people that jump on it, jump off, they ride the wave, but there's nothing else you can do about that. The effort's there. Like, so much effort is put into their releases and trying to get them in the hands of people who are going to wear them, use them, appreciate them. I was actually part of the talking group Kari had for the ones, because I was one of the guys on Twitter that was told that I wasn't to buy the shoe.
Man, look, we had to clear all that up because you could buy the shoe.
Right, yes. I was on that one. We talked about it.
whew, you know.
Yeah, so I was the guy that was called a culture vulture by a guy wearing a Japanese anime shirt, which I'm Asian American. And had a kanji tattoo on his neck. So I thought it was a little funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Well, Dominic, you have had us all speechless now. Wow.
Right.
And I'd love to hear what I'm left to say. Like I said, all you guys are great. Love what you guys do.
Likewise, Dominic.
Definitely appreciate you.
That love, Dominic, for real.
There's a few things. I'm gonna be like as brief as possible and as quiet as possible, so my daughter doesn't come back downstairs. One, the whole AMOR thing was crazy to me. That the way everything really went, as far as like how quick it just flipped from a good idea to why the fuck are they making us do this? Because when I read it, I didn't automatically jump to politics. I thought about whatever issues were prevalent to me in my area, my city, my town, whatever. Just small little issues. And for me, it's school, right? It didn't even have to be political in that sense. That's the school board. That's just me talking about a simple issue that is prevalent to me, that is important to me. So when I seen how quickly some people flipped and said, "Nah, I can't do this. I can't." You could have made a video about anything and tagged an outlet that is important to your area, news outlet, whatever media outlet was there. It didn't have to tie to politics. The issue that I seen with how it was rolled out was they did their rollout for trying to get the next generation to get out there and vote. So everything kind of got sandwiched between that. And then when you put in the verbiage of, let me go back and look at it again. When you put the verbiage in there as far as adding us and your local representative and or regional, national media outlet, I think people kind of just skipped over that and just seen the first few lines and said, fuck it, I'm not doing none of this. Then you add in, of course, the anxieties and the scares of being a public speaker. Like I hated public speaking. I still hate public speaking now, but I'm more comfortable with it because of positions I've been put in, not only through social media, but through my day job. I have no choice but to speak. And like several people have hit me, I have somewhat of a voice out there. So when I speak, it means something. And I sit back a lot of the times and analyze before I say things. And sometimes I say things out of anger, and that's wrong. In this situation, I made sure I waited long enough to be able to put my thoughts out there properly. Shout out to my co-host of my show, Jay Shooting. He was so articulate in how he broke this down and made me see it the same way that I wanted to see it, but was not articulate enough to speak it. This could have been as small as everybody wanted to be or as big as everybody wanted to be, as long as people were doing what they wanted to do. If you don't want to do it, don't do it, but don't knock somebody else for doing it. And as far as the ones, man, that's a dead situation. There's so many fucking pairs out there that the perception of if we don't get it now, we're gonna miss out. It's killing people. FOMO and hype is the only thing that drove and is still driving this Chicago One release, because people missed out on the freeze outs. Go back a little further, they missed out on the origin ones. Go back a little further, they missed out on the off-whites. When you go back to the beginning, they missed out on the 2015s. They feel like this is their last shot, because when they do the 85s, those are going to be next to fucking impossible. 2024. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got. I hope y'all have a great night. I'm taking my ass to bed because I got to be to work in about 2 hours. Deuces.
We appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Love, Kenneth. We appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, Kenneth.
Thanks. Okay, so look, we are winding down. So I'm gonna tell y'all what my plan for this is. I have one request here. And I know Swaldo wanted to say something else. Bogus has come in, and Julissa has had a lot to say on the timeline. So I'm also going to throw her a mic so that she can come up and say her piece. And then after that, we're going to try to wrap this up, because by that time, I'm sure we're going to be at 3.5 hours. And I really want y'all to go ahead and be able to get some type of rest tonight, because I know this time change is probably kicking y'all. Y'all probably like, how am I staying awake? Because I'm sure that's how I'm feeling. So I just want to make sure that I get people time to actually say something so that we can wrap this up properly. But if I missed any hands today, if you were like Tone and your hand was up for too long, I'm sorry. I was trying to move this best way possible. Just didn't want it to get too congested and too crazy all at once. But next I want Waldo to try to talk, and then I'll get to, actually, I'm sorry, Juan, then Waldo, then Bogus, and then we can just kind of go from there. If Juan's there. You there, Juan?
Yeah, Juan. I'm there. I'm here. You can
There we
hear
go.
me?
Gotcha.
So I just wanted to kind of come at this from a perspective of somebody who actually did a video. I've been doing community work since I was probably 14. My dad was a pastor, and so he kind of instilled community service and be of service to the community since I was little. And I remember when we moved to the St. Louis area, we got in contact with a church in the inner city that they actually took the church to more of the impoverished areas, to the places that things didn't have cars to get to church. And so what we do is we bring a box truck in, and the side of the box truck would come down, and my job as a little kid was to kind of ride around with my dad, and I got to scream out the back of the truck, screaming, church is here, and everybody would kind of come down. Box truck, the side would lay down, we'd have church service in the street for all the families, and then at the end they'd have we call it the hot dog truck. We would feed all the families in that area. And so, like, community, I mean, you all see my timeline, so you kind of see a lot of my heart in it. And so it started off very, very young, and as I got older, I continued to do jobs that just were I could be of service to people. And the job that I'm doing now, I actually do diversity work, and it's in a school district of 18,000 students and 27 buildings. And when I talk about a diversity department, it's just me. I don't have a secretary. I don't have, no one schedules anything for me. No one handles the things that I do. And not only am I responsible for professional development for the adults, but I'm also responsive if there's an issue in one of the schools, or if a parent needs to talk about something, I do that. And so it was interesting for me to kind of see people's responses to this. And it's kind of where society is right now, with a lot of the hate and a lot of division. Immediately people want to go to politics. And I had to, before I said something, I had to go back and read the description of what the requirements were to enter into it. And I'm like, I knew I wasn't going crazy. Like, why is there all this hate? And I had to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective, because I do this every day. Like, this is my life. Not only do I live this life as a Black man, but I live this life as someone who tries to fill the gaps for the needs of our community. And so, like, it's just second nature to me. So I had to take a step back, which, a couple people actually texted me or DM'd me, and we had some good conversations, and I could see both sides. But one of the things I had to make sure I did, like, I went back and read the description of the shoe. And, for everybody that's in this room that maybe didn't read it, I'm just going to read it real quick. This moment is inspired by the Black and brown leaders changing the world from the heart of their community with purpose, passion, and vision. built on the value of consistent action being the only recipe for progress, a standard set by trailblazers committed to the tireless work generalization change would take to be achieved. The A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 4 draws on the of youth to be the catalyst for change, standing up in the face of adversity and divisiveness. One of the things that I took from this, there was some adversity in this. I suffer from depression and anxiety. I was thrown into the fire, which allowed me to be able to speak the way that I do. I was super quiet. My dad taught me don't speak until you're spoken to, but I had to break out of that to find myself and to help other people find themselves. And the way that I got thrown into the fire was I was supposed to do a presentation with someone, and it was in front of 4,000 people. And the presentation was supposed to be a minute and a half, and I was splitting that time with someone else. And right before we went onto the stage, they turned around and told me that the person who was supposed to speak before, that was going to take up 35 minutes, wasn't there, and I had the full 40 minutes. And so I got in front of 4,000 people, and by the time we were done, there were kids coming up to me, telling me their story, telling me how they've lost a loved one to heroin overdoses or an opiate overdose. And that's when the transformation really started to change. And so I don't want to be negative and say to the people who said that they struggled doing it, that they could just do it anyway. What I want to say is I want to encourage you, because there are people out there that need to hear your story. There are people out there that need to hear that you're there or that something matters to you. And it doesn't have to be political. Nothing I said in my video was political, because you know what? No matter how much someone will try to make it political, the things that I do are at a ground level. I'm boots on the ground running. And so I am trying to just create a small ripple in my corner of the world, hoping that it spreads somewhere else so someone else can do it. So the things that I'm doing with the kids as they're telling their stories, I don't need to go to a politician to do it. I don't need to go to some government official to do it. And the person that I tagged in the news station that I tagged in my video, Jeff Bernthal at Fox 2 News, they've been amazing. I did a diversity camp over the summer where I wanted to just get a group of students together, and I brought in a bunch of different people from all walks of life just to tell their story, to help them kind of see a different perspective. Fox 2 was awesome enough to allow me to get on the air and talk to the community about what we were doing. I didn't need a politician. I didn't need a government official. So when we think about things that, we think it's too big, pause. We think that an issue may be too big. It's not. It's just how we make that ripple effect that's going to cross different communities. Last thing, I think I hit everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I just want to encourage everybody, the work that I do, the people that I hear the loudest are the people that have a lot of hate. And when people ask me, how can they help? We need to be just as loud, if not louder, than the people who have hate. Like, I really, really like hearing people say, we appreciate what you do and we love what you do. How can we help? I appreciate that. But really, I need you to use your voice. And it doesn't have to be screaming out loud. It could just be something simple. Hey, I think this is important, because what happens is if you say, hey, I really would like to see an emphasis on mental health awareness for our youth, and then you tag your local government official, maybe they see that and say, hey, you know what? That's something that I should put on my campaign. Maybe I need to campaign for this, or I see a lot of people talking about this. I will say that as I get older, I'm 41, I understand how politics work.
I've worked in city government in 2 different cities, and I know how it works. I honestly don't do anything for the purpose of politics or government because they're not going to save us. We have to save us as a community. And so I am doing things for my community, for the people in my community, and hopefully someone else sees it and they do it in their community. And so a lot of us get overwhelmed, that anxiety. We think that what we're doing has to really just reach across just these far lands and landscapes, and it really doesn't, because you just need to change one person's world for the rest of the world to change. And so I really just want everybody to kind of like reflect on that tonight. Like tomorrow I'm doing some workshops for some staff to help them look at the, do some better work at cultural proficiency and looking at how the lenses that they're looking through to look at the kids and what they're bringing to the table, educating kids. And so I have to make sure if we're going to educate the whole child, we need to make sure that our teachers are whole. So I have to do that with this diversity work that I'm doing so they can see our kids and love on them, so that way they can educate them. And so that's what I'm going to do in my part of the world to make a difference. And so every one of us, I say a lot of cliche things, but man, if we focus on what we can do in our part of the world, then that's the start of how we make the whole world change without government bodies having to be needed or politics. So I appreciate the conversation tonight. I mean, just a lot of different thinkers. I follow Tune. Like I need to kick it with Tune. That's all I'm gonna say. I need to kick it with Tune one time.
Look, man, you can't
Absolutely. We on that gelato? What?
I'm kind of above bag with him, man.
I found out something new about y'all tonight.
I'm gonna have y'all in trouble. You go home to your wife after hanging out with Tune and see what you be sleeping at.
I live by myself with my boys, so like I'm here.
He said he ain't got to report to nobody.
Oh Lord, trouble in the streets.
That's real talk, though, Juan. For real.
Yeah. You said that shit very eloquently.
I try.
I appreciate that coming from somebody who actually did a video, because most people have everything to say and ain't recording a damn thing. But that's me.
At me, Bree.
Yeah, I the video that I did, it was, I felt like I didn't even get to say enough. I wanted to say more, but I didn't. I just didn't want it to be too long, but I felt like I was leaving room for other people to touch on parts that I knew I was going to probably miss. Because there's so much fucking going on. Like you said, outside of politics, there's just a lot going on. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about right now, I'm like, damn, you know what, bro, I really wanted to talk about the Brittany Griner situation. Like,
I'm gonna tell you what you do about that.
Like that didn't happen.
I'm gonna tell you what you do about that. You go to your video and you go underneath and just type a bunch of paragraphs. They'll read it.
Nah, Craig should probably do another video since his first one was stolen.
That's true. You can also do that.
Sometimes less is more, because a lot of times it gets to the point where it sounds performative.
Yeah, exactly.
And not to say that what you would say is, but I hear some people saying things, and maybe it's because I have a lot more insight, just of my experiences, but then just what the kids tell me. Like when people ask me like what's really going on, I don't assume anything. I literally will go to a school and sit down with the kids and say, how do you all feel? How does this make you feel? And then I go back and tell the teachers, and that's really what I try to. I know it seems like that's like a super simple resolution, because people are like, well, no, you got to have laws behind it. You got to have we have to talk.
Yes.
And if we ask the people who are affected the questions and they give us the answers, then we have to make the changes after they give us the answers. And until we do that, we're going to keep bumping heads. And so I think this was a really good idea, because even if this doesn't cause a whole lot of change, it causes people to think. And anytime you can get people to start thinking outside of themselves, then we start to, you definitely see some positivity. So I thought that this was a really good idea to get people to really think.
I agree. I'm glad that a lot of people took it upon themselves to say, you know what, maybe this is for the right cause, and they stepped out and did something different. I'm very proud of that. Thank God. And thank you for coming back. I know I had to actually ask you to come back and speak because it was getting a little crazy and a little long-winded in here, but you know how that goes. That's every time we're here. We're going to do Swaldo Bogus, and then we're going to close with Lisa. And y'all might have rebuttals for her, but, you know, we're going to make it through those swiftly.
So I just wanted to say I'm glad that Kenneth, Mr. Unloved One, and Juan were both able to speak. I wanted them to speak because I thought it was important for them to not only give their perspective, but I think that from where they're from, what their life experiences are, from what they've shared to us on social media, I think it was important for them to give their views on what's going on with Mama Nier and the Fours, especially in this conversation. That's one. I don't really have much more to add because of the way that they spoke, but I will say that I'm going back to school now to get or finish off my bachelor's degree after I don't know how many years. And it just happens to be that my degree is in economics, and we're learning about inequalities. We're learning about just the actual, nitty gritty of what's going on, and it just happens to relate directly to what's going on in present times. So hearing it from the last space that we had about Kanye, hearing it about this with the space that we're having now, it's important to, as Juan was saying, to have the conversation. It's important to have a perspective like both Kenneth and Juan were both saying regarding speaking about issues in your area that relate directly to you, that impact you and your neighborhood. Because, again, like Juan was saying, it will get people thinking, at the very least, even for a moment. And that moment can cause another moment and keep it rolling. So I don't know if I'll be able to give my video because I'm currently in midterm week, but I do encourage anyone that can to do so, because to finish off my point, earlier today they were talking about the resale about the Fours, bringing in people to the Discord, bringing in people to even speak or do the videos. Yeah, maybe the resale doesn't matter, but because the resale is important to some people, it is bringing a large group into the Discord. It is bringing a large group into the conversation. And if we can get them thinking about something other than sneakers, it's important. Thank you again for the space. I'm off on that one.
Thank you for your views and your points. Good luck on your midterms. Let's start there. You've been here with us for quite some time, so I think you can spare enough 10 minutes to go make your video and get you a pair of shoes, bro. So go work on that before your time be up, because I don't know what time the internet. I didn't read all that, but good luck. You can do it. I got faith in you. We're gonna go Bogus, Lisa. Bogus, how are you?
I'm doing good. Disappointed I didn't hear the whole thing, but I'll hop off for a bit. I won't say too much. I'll give space for someone else to speak. But the one that I did want to just touch on is kind of like what Juan said, was the idea that it's not about changing policies as much as it is about changing hearts. Because the moment you set out to try to argue with someone, right, the big thing right now, pro-abortion or anti-abortion, whichever, those people are going to be hardened. You're not going to, I've heard it said, if you can argue someone into an opinion, you can argue them out. It's not about that. It's about building a sense of community, and that's what James has done with really each of his releases, right? Whether it be releases through social status, after school program, and to the releases with women and with his mom all these different aspects. It's been a local thing close to him, something that we can all relate to, not this kind of ethereal, like kind of off in the distance thing, because those things get lost on people. Those quickly, kind of go to the wayside. But things that kind of speak to our heart, that are close to us. I know for myself, I spoke on, a couple things that really weren't, they're policy issues, but at the same time, they're local issues. Like one thing I talked about was just family and children. And that's a home. That's something that, as a father, that's something I have to do. I have to lead my kids and be good examples to, other men that I know, and so on and so forth. But I'll just say that I think James is, his heart is to speak to our hearts, to speak to those areas, not so much the policies. And I think I'll say this last thing is I think he's done an amazing job at not making it one side against the other, because there's been so many voices, there's so many people I've seen saying, maybe they're leaning maybe more conservative or independent. Like, myself, I always try to stay independent. My thinking is, so many people feel like they can't speak up. But I love the way that he has kept it very middle of the line. At least from what I've seen, I've never heard him be like, hey, vote for this person or vote for that person. I'm sure he has his own personal leanings, but I really much appreciate that, because I think it leaves the floor open to to invite a lot more people in to speak and to feel comfortable, because, the old adage is a house divided cannot stand. And I think the way our country is extremely, extremely divided. And the fact is, we just can't go on like this. We have to come together, whether you disagree with someone or not. We have to come together in order to continue to succeed, because other countries, other places that are growing and building out things, that's what they're doing. And I think, as a country, that's what we need to come together on. And goes all the way back to MLK with the dream and all that. It's the idea is to see beyond our differences and work together. But I'll leave it at that.
I agree. And I think we kind of touched on that earlier. Like, so are we doing enough as one? And why is it so hard for all of us to actually just come to one opinion and actually agree on something and actually have a change start to happen? And I was the one that actually kind of disagreed and was like, well, I'm sorry to tell y'all, but I don't think we ever going to get there, because I feel like we've gone through so much as a culture that it's kind of like, we all keep saying, what's the worst that could happen? And then the worst happens, and it keeps getting worse and worse. And then you still have those couple of Black people up there was like, well, maybe we wouldn't be in this position if, and it's just one of those situations where we kind of have to take the village that we do have, of the people who are going to agree with us, and we have to move accordingly and figure out what to do going forward. Because trying to just rally up all the troops and then say, okay, we got the troops, now it's time to move. No, move before you get all the troops. Yes, there's strength in numbers, but maybe they'll pick up along the way on the backside, because at this point, if you're waiting to just get the whole group together, we ain't gonna never get nowhere. You got to start with what you got. So I applaud them for doing it this way, saying, hey, this is your view, put it out there, do whatever, and just going from there. Because if we got to wait for a whole group of people to do it, we're going to be stuck in the years and years from the past. I'll just say that, because I don't want to say the phrase I was going to say. It's going to be really disrespectful. But whatever. Jerlisa, how are you?
Hi, Bree. Ew, that was ugly as fuck. Hi.
Trust me, I've been sounding like that for about 3 days, so it's all right. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm getting over being sick, but I'm good. Okay, guys. So, Bree, first of all, Bree dragged me up here. I didn't ask for a mic. I was tweeting on my timeline, minding my business, but here we are. I just want to tell Jordan that I am proud of him for saying ashy less. I just needed to make sure that you heard that from my mouth. I'm very proud of you. But on to the actual issues. So I have a question to pose to everybody, whether you spoke, whether you thought about it, whatever. What would be the issue if this was political? Like, what about this being political makes it a no for you? And before you give me answers, just think about that for a second. I think that this entire conversation, whether you're talking about the lost and found ones, whether you're talking about the video for Yay, whatever it is a case of multiple things being true at once. there's never going to be a fair way to give exclusive access. Unless you're going to give every single person that wants that shoe exclusive access, it's never going to be fair. Somebody's going to feel left out no matter how you do it. I applaud the brand for continually doing different ways to make you niggas feel left out, because that's just what they're doing. The Kentucky Dunks right now are exclusive access only. Half of y'all don't know, and the other half of y'all don't care because it's not something that you want. But because so many people want these lost and found ones, it's like, oh my God, I'm about to throw my kid out of the window because you guys are like, come on, bro, calm down. If you spent $15,000 in 10 months with Nike, that's between you, your therapist, and your financial planner. That has nothing to do with exclusive access. That's not their fault that you gave them $15,000. You got to go touch grass on that and go see why you felt like you were entitled to something because you had the money to throw out. That's just not how life works. I think that when you come to the Ama Menier side, it's, again, a case of multiple things being true at once. Is this the best way to do it? In my opinion, probably not. But is it the worst way to do it? Fuck no. It's better than the way that a lot of things have been done. We're not asking the questions that need to be asked. It's everybody's like, oh my God, but how are you going to choose this fairly? How are you going to do it? Fuck all of that. What are you going to do with these videos? What are you going to do with these issues and with the content? Are you going to make sure that the people that tag their local reps and that their local reps can do something about these issues are going to actually do something? Or are you just giving the niggas the option to give you $220? When Juan sends you this shit about his kids and the kids that he takes care of and their mental health, are you going to assist them with getting mental health advocates in that area that are going to help those kids moving on in the future? Or does he just get an invoice that says, here you go, do you need a size 11? That's what we need to be talking about, not if it's political or not, because who gives a fuck? Whether you tag your local representative or you're tagging your media outlet, if this is something that you truly care about within you, like for real, give a fuck about, and you're not thinking about these shoes, bro, you should be worried about other things. I don't want the shoes. I got a 13-year-old that wears a size 11 in men's, and I got partners that want these shoes. I have 3 topics that I sat all day thinking, these topics good, bro. I could get these shoes if I make a video. I know how to speak well. I'm compelling. I could do it. But I really give a fuck about those 3 topics, and I'm going to feel some type of way if I don't feel like there's more done with those topics than just giving me the option to buy these shoes. So I'm keeping my topics to myself and to the people that I'm working with that are actively helping me do it. Me and Chicks and Kicks C&K Daily, we did Kicksmas last year. We're about to do Kicksmas again this year. I'm working day and night making sure that that's going to be perfect for those kids. I could have made a video, but I didn't. Why? Because regardless of if they give me them shoes or not, this event is going to happen. Them kids finna get them shoes, whether it's political or not. And to be real with y'all, y'all niggas would want it to be political because what change is sitting on Twitter Spaces doing? Like, and that's no shade to anybody that does Spaces, because this shit is fun for real, but like, what change is us talking here doing? What change is y'all making jokes to that 15-year-old that said nigga on Discord doing? Bree is one of the only people on this stage that said something real to him that he could take with himself and go think about later on. We spent, 35 minutes of y'all cracking jokes? Oh, but when you get beat up in the hood, man, fuck that. Where's the impact at the end of the day and at the end of these conversations? That's what we need to be caring about, because otherwise all of this shit seems performative. You made a video, you got your shoes, congratulations. Did you send them a follow-up email asking them if they're going to donate to whatever organization you're with? Did you ask them how else or what else they about to do with it? And then on the flip side, what about the niggas that have shit that they really care about, but they're rough at public speaking? They don't really know how to fuck with a video, and their video don't get chosen. Think about how that shit feel. You really give a fuck about the homeless. You really sat there and pushed yourself to make this video, and niggas said, that's good, but if somebody else made a better video and we only had 5 pairs of a size 10, so I'm sorry, you're going to have to join the raffle tomorrow. That's what we should be asking. Fuck if it's political or not. And if your cause is homelessness, you want your local representative to be a part of that. You want them tagged into that, because you, as Joe Schmo that works at the warehouse, can't do much by yourself. That's something y'all need to look to y'all elders for. our elders, our people. The change that was made was when we banded together and then we went to the politicians and we did stuff to actually ask for change. So yeah, a lot of this shit is all fun and giggles and stuff like that, but like, we gotta get back to talking about the shit that actually matters and then doing the stuff that matters. So that's it.
I just wanted to respond to one thing you said, because you said the whole, like, us being on Twitter, like, pretty much the purpose of it. But I think we both know that time and time again, when we do have these spaces, that it is people from the brand that are in it. So I don't know if I would completely dismiss that it's, like, just all fun and games either.
I'm not going to dismiss it, but I will tell you guys that there were 2 people in here from 2 major brands that left because there was just bullshit going on in the conversation. Like, somebody told them to come in because it was a good conversation. They missed all of the good stuff. They missed all of the impact because of the 30 minutes that was spent on stuff that wasn't good and wasn't impact. So I'm not shading the spaces. Like I said, this stuff is fun. I enjoy it. I think that great things come out of it. However, there are times where, again, multiple things can be true at once. Sometimes we be bullshitting and wasting time, and that's what happened.
I think that my takeaway would be, I don't know how much more we can expect Amamanier to do when we're talking worldwide as far as getting the words out, because I feel like their part is him saying, okay, I want to spread awareness. I want people to be involved. What way can I do it? The only way that I can ensure that these reps are going to see it, tag them. At that point, what more can I do? Because to me, I think that it's harder for them to try to go and say, okay, this person tagged this one. Let me make sure that they see it. How much more can they actually do on that level to get that done? So I think the most that they can do at that point is, hey, you did your video, you tagged them, great. They saw that tag, I'm going to retweet, they'll see that. That's really all that we can ask of them. So I appreciate them for that piece of work. I don't think that we should necessarily point and say, well, you did your video, but too bad you can't get this size 10. You're going to have to wait till X, Y, and Z. Well, unfortunately, if we would have said everybody that does a video is going to get a pair of shoes, now we got too many videos and not enough pairs of shoes. So at this point, we have to do it the rapper way. But I think it's up to us as consumers to take a step back and look and say, you know what, this is about more than just shoes. So I get what you say when you say this is deeper than this. It's deeper than just posting a video for a pair of shoes and keep going, X, Y, Z. But I think that as for where the brand in itself is now, I feel like they've done what they can. I don't think that it was really much more that they could do on their end. I think it's up to us as consumers to step back and ask the question, why are they doing this? So for the ones that are like, it's a bad idea, X, Y, and Z, why would you make me do this? You're not seeing the point. You're not seeing the picture. And at that point, maybe you don't deserve the shoes. That's just my opinion.
And I agree with you there, Bree. I do want to make it clear, and I hate that it happens. I want to make it clear, though, that I'm not against Amamanier. I'm not against what they're doing in the way that they're doing this. That's why I brought in the lost and found ones. Not everything, not every EA, every raffle or whatever is going to work for everybody. I think that this is a great way to do it, considering all the other ways, because it could have been something as simple as show us a t-shirt you bought from social status, and then it would have still been a case of, oh, well, I got left out because of this. But I do think if you're going to do it, then do it for real. Take it serious. There doesn't need to be this big argument about, well, it's about politics and I'm a Republican from the green area of Iceland. Like, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about that. Either post your video about what you care about and move on, or don't.
I definitely agree. I think a lot of people did it and didn't take it serious. And honestly, no, you don't deserve a pair of shoes. I completely agree with you. I think that, and I think I saw you tweet asking, like, how is it not political? And I think that Juan probably is the one that kind of highlighted that for me, because when you ask the question, I'm like, well, yeah, you're talking about tagging your reps and news outlets, and I mean, yeah, the news is for politics. Like, I got you. And then it took somebody to say, well, it's so much more going on, and they can help with those things. They just have to care enough, and I think that just goes to where you are and who your reps are to see what they actually care about. Because let's be honest, we can do these videos, and it's gonna be hundreds of people who are gonna do them. Tag these outlets, they're gonna see them, watch them. And they're going to be like, yeah, this ain't important. We don't care. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We do not care about what them kids eat for lunch. Oh, well, they've been eating it for the last 3 years. They're going to keep eating it now. And that's going to be that. Like,
and that's when it goes beyond us. We got to do the work. That's why I said, talk to y'all elders. Talk to whoever you know growing up that was making an impact or whatever you got to do. But, like, if you really give a fuck, you got to do the work beyond starting this video and tagging your local rep, because tagging your rep will make a difference. Calling your rep will make a difference. You just have to be proactive about it and actually be on it. So it's one of the things. It can be a good thing. It can't.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that it starts with the video, and after this, hopefully, and I'm thinking that that's what they're going with it as well. You know, hopefully, you doing the video was a start of you doing more within your communities and making a change. I'm hoping that that's probably where their train of thought was. I'm pretty sure it is, but like you said, I feel like no matter what you do, you can't satisfy everybody. So that's honestly what I think. I think that people are just going to find a way to complain about it no matter what. That's just like I said earlier. Everybody got a Nike app other than JY, sorry. But everybody got a Nike app, and it's still, oh, my phone broke, so it's y'all fault. Like, whatever. You can't make everybody happy at this point. That's just my take on that. But does anyone else here with the mic have any last words? We have 3.5 hours and 7 minutes and 37 minutes. Sorry.
I would just like to tell everyone to do what you can while you're here, no matter how big or small your platform is, whether you reach one person or 1,000. Just do something, you know, whether if it's for a pair of shoes or if it's not for nothing. Like, one thing I know for sure is that today I realized that I don't talk about this stuff on Twitter because it just seemed like there's no space for it. But today a platform was made, but I realized that honestly, I could talk about this shit whenever I want to. And if people want to relate and really push the conversation forward, then cool. But if not, like, this is shit that really needs to happen more often. You know, whether sneakers are involved or not. And I'm gonna leave on that note.
I agree. I appreciate you. Use what you have to promote what it is that you want to promote, and it'll happen. You know, we see it all the time. Like, if you were to post, hey y'all, I got X amount of Travis Scotts over here, and and people want to engage, they will. If you tweet something political, if they want to engage, they will. I mean, we can't always expect every little tweet that we put out for people to respond in X, Y, and Z. It just might be an off day, or people just don't care. Either way, you know, people have their reasons for why they entertain the things that they do. So I completely understand. Anyone else? Key, Kari, Jordan, Mo, Sam?
I'm going back under my rock after this, but very, very interesting space. I'm gonna just leave it as that.
I appreciate you for coming out from under your space. Under your rock for this space.
I think the space was very great. Like, we laughed, we cried, we learned.
When did we cry?
Well, we didn't cry. Some other niggas cried. We learned a lot today. And I hope we can all come together and actually have these tough conversations more often, because I think we need to have them. And if you see something on the timeline, don't be scared to engage in it, because you never know what people might actually have the same ideologies as you, what people don't, and, you know, what you can learn from one another. So, yeah. I also want to say something, but I'm going to say it on the timeline, because what Jerlisa said had validity, but there was also some fuck shit that was going on that I want to address, and I'm going to say it on the timeline.
No, why not say it here?
All right, cool. The kid that called out the Duck Bowl, you said some anti-Semitic shit, like actual anti-Semitic shit. Like, that shit's not cool, fam. We saw the screenshots. You're an asshole for that. So don't point a finger when you're doing the same shit, because we saw it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my. Jesus.
Wait, say what? Wait, what?
Look at the comments, and there's comments from Bull talking hella shit on Jews, and I'm not with that, bro. That's not okay. It just got hella heavy, but don't point a finger at somebody when you're doing the same shit in that Discord. Because screenshots are a motherfucker, and they'll ruin your life.
That's true. And I'm
So
sorry.
pretty much everybody getting exposed. Got it.
Yeah, like, and we ain't calling them more kids up here to apologize. I'm sorry you had 2 chances.
Right? Nigga, if you're in high school or not, like, just sit in the crowd, laugh, comment, but you're not allowed on stage. Yeah. And this ain't even my space, so I'm sorry. Bree, you tell them if they're allowed on stage or not. But nah, bro, I'm not trying to deal with your parents.
I just want to say to everybody, I love you and you're worthy of love. Is that a good way to help you end it, Bree? Does that help?
That is the way one. I mean, absolutely perfect. I couldn't ask for a better closing. Oh gosh. I appreciate y'all. I think Sam, Kari, Bogus, I think y'all all good because ain't nobody say nothing. One close us out anyway. So, you know, if y'all got anything, tweet it to me. But hey, if y'all, you know, see anything on the timeline, support one another, don't attack one another. We're all here to have these conversations and do it in a healthy way. This isn't about bullying, and I know I said we're not going to sit here and bully a 15-year-old, but if you're 41, you don't need to be bullying a 41-year-old. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. Bullying is bullying. So, let's all just be peaceful, love one another from a distance. If you don't like someone, it'll be all right. But, you know, overall, I appreciate y'all for actually coming, actually listening, and taking the time to listen to different sides of things, because this started about shoes, and it did get a little hectic at one point, you know, but overall, it was a lot of points made, and a lot of people learned a thing or two, even when things aren't communicated the same way that you're used to communicating with one another. You know, points get made. A lot of things are said that you might even get lost in. I think even I got lost a few times, but, you know, you still learn a thing or two from someone else, and it makes you, someone said something about just because you made a video is not going to change my views, but it does make some people stop and think about the things that they've always had opinions on, and maybe you chose to do some research or something like that. Like, you don't know what small comments sparked something in someone today. So don't be a bully, help your peers out, and continue to teach one another. Like, that's what these are for. I don't do these just because it's just to talk and drag each other and all that. Like, I learn things, and I expect y'all to do the same. I expect y'all to teach me and to teach one another. So I know that was long-winded, and I said we was finna go. So I'm finna go. Y'all be good. Y'all have a nice night, and I'll see y'all on the timeline.
Salute. Thank you for having the space.
Not a problem.